Okay, hey, what's going on? As you can see, I have a slightly new look. I have straight hair. Um, so in today's video, I just wanted to get quick into it. The video is titled Nigger Tarot. And it is basically I'm trying to go over the synopsis in reference to all the abuse that's been done upon me. And so I just wanted to try to outline and properly allocate the responsibility, the accountability, and the messiness of all the uh, events that's happening towards me for unjust reasons. So, yeah. Now, the only people who are going to get upset about this are the niggers, coons, and Neanderthals within the black race, within the white race, within any in betweens, and anyone who is, even like a sympathizer, or I won't even say an enabler, because I mean those are abusers in their own respect. But it's just like if you sympathize, like, or trying to see like from both sides, even then, the extremities of what had happened. And if at any point in time you're trying to pretend like you're non-biased, but you really are, because you have the audacity to go ahead and try to minimize or speak on behalf of my abusers, but then you'll turn around and be a hypocrite and go ahead and advocate for somebody else going through the same shit, then yeah, that makes you abuser. And you need to step into that line, and no wonder you would get triggered by any of this information here. So basically anyone to criticize or judge me for this video, I'm dead ass. Like, I'm not even saying it in a way to taunt you or anything like that. I'm dead ass. You yourself are just calling yourself out as the abuser that you are. So you are the nigger tarot. Like, you are the nigger tarot. You are the nigger coon Neanderthal within the tarot community. Now, not all of the tarot community is heinous or bad, as some people were saying. Was like, excuse me, I have my cat around. As a number of people have been saying, like maybe some things, some not so kind things about tarot. It's the same thing in regards to Christianity. Like, not every Christian is a good Christian, and not every tarot reader is a horrible person, really trying to just be an opportunist and abusive. Like, trust, they're not. But there are. It's it's like saying whether it's. I mean, it doesn't even matter about the faith, because within society and the world in general, there's always a good and there's a bad person. You'd be like, okay, yeah, we're Americans. Well, there are good Americans and there are bad Americans. There are just good people of the world and there are bad people of the world. There are good Christians and then there are not good Christians. Really fucking like fucked up mentality Christians. There are, well, they say Christians, but they don't, hey, do not do anything. Not one sliver of it is respectable. Or they use that as a front. Like, they use the good Christian image as a front. And the same thing goes with tarot community. Like, no one is free from being, analyzed accordingly to your character. So, yes, this video is called Nigger Tarot, and I'm just wanting to go ahead into the people that run into the tarot community. And they also ally with the people in the Christian community, and it's just religion. It's really religion in general, really, because like they all work under same kind of umbrella, where it's just having a higher faith and a higher power. The thing is, that they were getting heat is because it was becoming so popular. It was getting the money off of the other greedy religions that are older. And don't get it twisted. Actually, tarot has a very, very, very long history. Druids and using different kind of natural pieces as to help make predictions on life and things of that nature. Now, for me, I find zodiac, astrology, things of that nature, entertainment. Entertainment. And some people use it as a messaging source where they wanted to, like, they'll say something very passively. Sometimes people say things very passive aggressive, but the message is generally whatever the message is that the person wants to go ahead and say it, they'll say it. But they won't say it directly. Actually, they'll definitely say it passively. The reason why I chose to do this is because when I was before I even knew how badly I was being gang stalked and harassed, I was just continuing to do my own thing as I still do. It's just there were people being very passive aggressive in different type of channels, and I don't mean YouTube channels. I mean across the platform of life. So people being very passive aggressive at work, people being very passive aggressive like in the supermarket, people being very passive aggressive online immensely. Anywhere that I go, anywhere that I went that was like a social network, there would be people that would triangulate messages. So if I wanted to look up something like on Twitter and I happen to look up Aries, there would be people back in the day, there would be people definitely since my phone and stuff was hacked, people jumping at the drop of a dime to post something and in hopes that I see it on the trending timeline. So if I do it at something on the search and I'm searching for a while on some things, you'll see some people just really try to like post something that's a little too close to home and very passive aggressive. Now, with YouTube, it's a lot more easier for people to just go ahead and send a message. Like not send a message, but like send their message via video in front of their followers because it's very alarming on how so many people decided to harm me and then are trying to flip it around and make themselves seem like the victim when it's absolutely not true. So again, let's go into it. Like I said, this is the this is just the baseline of everything. I am in a human zoo situation, human trafficking, modern slavery. People get to see my body parts without my permission. They sold this stuff onto the internet without my permission. They set up fake profiles without my permission, obviously, and they posted this kind of stuff um, on websites like the dark web, OnlyFans, and certain type of secret groups like on Facebook or something like that. It's extremely fucking gross. They also would film and they still film because I still get passive I still get passive content about things that happened recently, like very recently. And things I don't even post on public. I just things I either keep to myself, like or I like keep I put notes down on the phone. So these are the things that people have been doing to me. I'm fucking like unjustly and I'm fucking provoked. And one of the storylines is that I supposedly had it coming. And it's just like at what point in time do these cruelties equal justification? No, it actually doesn't. Not even under the Patriot Act, where cruel and unusual punishments um have been spotlighted. But it's just like even then, it also notes about how so many innocent people have been subjected to certain kind of big brother or under. Did you hear that? Under a certain type of like intimidation. Appreciated Jose or I think that's or yeah. So yeah, confirmation. And basically with that it's just that you have different people going out of their way in order to try to like, intimidate me or to like do things either to my property or try to disrupt my sleep, to harm my cats, scare them, break into the house, yada yada yada. But yeah, and so one of the things I have to you know, I have to hear or I see sometimes, when I'm scrolling on the internet, is somebody being really passive aggressive and wanting to make that shit viral by attracting a lot of other like people who are extremely abusive and really just want to be mean for absolutely no reason. Like they don't need a reason. I just think of just like, oh my god, like the I'm watching on the news about all these post deaths victories and things of that nature, but you know who they definitely miss is the Shanquella Robinson one. They missed that one. They've given like, but the thing is, just that like with these, I think it's called posthumous victories, which are basically just empty wins, is when you seek justice after the person dies, not during when they're alive, but after they fucking die. And there's this from George Floyd to Breonna Taylor to Elijah McClain, even Tupac, they've gotten their justice. And it's just like, well, what about Shanquella Robinson? And I think one of the major reasons is because it's just like, well, it kind of really calls out people who are pretending to be friends and then going ahead to lie about their intentions and wanting to harm said targeted friend, lie about her death and how they killed her. Um, and it probably only got maybe like 1 or 2 days of just like, heated situations and on Twitter before it died down, because it would definitely be calling out one of my abusers. It would definitely be calling out my abusers for all the harm and malicious shit that they've done. They don't mind going to great lengths. It's so crazy. Like those Britney Spears fans are awesome, but I don't know what it is because comparatively, I don't know what it is because niggas will give it just 1 or 2 days and then just be done with it. And I'm like, wow, that says something. It really does. It really, really does. Pardon me. And speaking of which, I had something that was a bit possibly tainted, more than likely. But yeah. I went to go get verification on the poisons that I've been fed behind my back and sneakily behind my back. So hopefully, like I'll be able to be more careful in regards to, well, who knows? But it's just like people have been slowly trying to fuck up my health in the worst of ways in order for me to try to like develop a cancer or develop I don't know, just for me to die. And I've been telling you guys this for years. I'm like, yo, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. This person has this evil intent to take over exactly like my entire identity and my entire being. And there are just so many niggers, coons, and Neanderthals that are so greedy and wanting to stay with my, onto my energy, that's the excuse that's making the United States drag their fucking feet, if at all, anything else. Um, in reference to my protection. Like they're not doing enough. They are really not. Actually, they're not. It isn't like, hold on. For anybody to try to gaslight me and say that, oh, I'm protected, like you're just, oh, Shalice, you're fiercely protected, Um, it just seems like I am just a product, really. I am not really protected. I am just something that's maintained. I've been given something that has a maintenance space because I've been useful to people for so many years. And now that I'm speaking out, it becomes a bit of a more problem, especially when I start pinpointing things, it becomes even a bigger problem than that. And they want to try to do the most in order to assassinate my character and with just lies, just lies. So anyway, I want to go back on here again. I know it should only be pissing off the actual niggers and coons and Neanderthals. I mean, seriously, that's the only people who it should be pissing off because it's really calling these people out for all the bullshit that they've done. And I also want to go ahead and play a video of just a few in particular because they are truly in their fucking feelings. And I'm just like, how are you, like, that is such a level of entitlement. And I literally just bookmarked some videos about Karens. So it's really giving that energy. Pardon me. I'm just gonna take this like this. Take this like this. Everything's got for- Nice. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this. Nope. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Leela, don't get jealous. Don't get jealous. I already see you. See you, and I see you plotting. Back off. Yeah, boy. Ah, gorgeous. Yeah, exactly. There's no water over here, so you have no excuse. Pardon me. Go on. Go on. All right, babes. What? 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 Oh, stop it. She's too much. Okay, so we already know there's something very alarming about people who don't want to take accountability, who are trying to vilify me for the things that they've done to me. Okay. So first off, let's just remember that nigger coon and Neanderthal. Let's gonna put that in there. Equals stupid. Okay. It's kind of gotta look more like a D. Okay, let's stupid. Okay, equals stupid. Just like stupid, just stupid people. So stupid people. All right. So let's see how this goes. Now, one of the things that I noticed since I've been watching it enough, and that's basically what one of the reasons why I watched it too, is just to use it as a distraction in regards to the people who've been watching me without my permission. Just like, why not hear about yourselves? Um, some of them obviously don't care at all, but pardon me, some of these people don't care at all. The majority of them, but it's just like I wanted to have I wanted to have it written down so that way I can see it for what it is. Okay, so nigger, coon, and Neanderthal. So you have your black, you have your black, represent the black people. Out of the tarot community, the ones that are toxic, the ones that were dangerous, the ones who are like literally just going out of their way, being like a fucking minus. All right, and you have the whites who are just mad, 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 mad. Anger. And you have the in-betweens. Okay? You have the in-betweens. You have the people who are green with envy. The ones who, for whatever reason, I don't know, the ones who are just vile. Okay? This is what I was inspired by. The people who are in the dark recesses of the earth, just plotting, being miserable, being terribly miserable and wanting to spread it around like a fucking cancer. Like when you see cancer, you think of just like you think of just like dark blackness. When you think of cancer, you just think of like literally like dark blackness, a black hole. Like before, I would just say that about the beauty of black and everything of that nature. But unfortunately, not when I'm discussing the niggers, coons, and Neanderthals within the black race. Like these are the unhealthy people. These are the people who have been extreme abusers in my life and thinking this shit is a fucking game and entitled as fuck. These people have pretended that they were being helpful while also being very like string along and invasive in my personal space, and it's super creepy and unwanted energy. But people were trying to tell me how to live, and all the while, these people were just really being codependent on messiness and drama. Like, if you want to gossip, okay, I'm not restricting you from gossiping. Like, you do you, but not at the advantage, or excuse me, not at the disadvantage of like a person where you're like literally doing the most in order to. I'm thinking of that scene from like the Matrix, where a bunch of the I think there is the Sentinels or something like that. I think that's X-Men, excuse me. But basically a bunch of those guys in the suits were toppling over Keanu Reeves, and he had to just like do one of his those forms and then move out. This is literally what I see with these people, where they have to just calm down on one person for fucking entertainment, like day after day after day. It's not even fulfilled, which is why they have to keep coming back. Or day after day after day, they come upon one person thinking that they are, powerful. And it's just like, you're not. You're really, really fucking not. You are actually quite the fucking opposite. You are miserable. Now, okay. So yeah, when I see this is literally what I think. I think of just the dark recesses of any fucking corner, um, from the bottom of the fucking receptacle trash can or of any receptacle, a trash bin or something like that. Just a nasty, vile, dirty, just kind of energy where it's just like you want nothing more than just to infect those around you because you yourself are just so just icky, just ugly, just unwanted, just disgusting, and you manipulate others to your will, unless they actually can think for themselves, to the point where it's just like, oh, come on, my kids, like or whatever, like that, come on, my children, and things of that nature. Like, let's be evil and this right here. So you got like a whole bunch of like other people surrounding this person in order to go ahead and fight just little little me basically, when they themselves are the problem and each respective ones, like for real. I had read because it's just like, oh wow, like unprovoked, unfucking provoked, you guys are mad, you guys are angry, and yet you don't know how to deal with those emotions and those problems. So instead, what you do is just that you go ahead and you try to target it at me and try to take it out on me with your own because of your own insecurities, your own damages, your own flaws, and your own problems that you decided that I was going to be the burden to bear. I was going to take care of those burdens. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. And for the ones in between, I did green because it represents, again, the jealousy, the envy, just the weird fuck shit where you just want to be a fucking minus and you took it upon yourself, unfucking provoked, took it upon yourself to just be like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to be a fucking walking, talking, hypocritical loser. Like I'm doing so much worse than whatever this person has, been accused of doing. These allegations, and it comes out that these aren't things that actually even fucking happen. So disgusting. So Yeah. So yeah, man. Meet the this would be the group within the tarot community, and this right here is myself. Now, the reason why I wanted to again, I wanted to try to break down some things that I've uncovered because I had enough. I had enough. This is just one of the many businesses that people have gone in and is part of the entertainment industry in reference to my abuse. This shit, like, yo, make it make the fuck sense. You guys were just saying a whole lot of shit behind my back to try to make this seem justified, but I'm just like, if that was ever true, then I had a right to like a speedy trial, um, or I would have had the right to just speak up for myself. But you guys wanted to keep everything in the background, everything behind my back, and just make up a whole bunch of shit. So it's 25 minutes now. So yeah, what are some of the things you guys say? So it's like, spirit, source. That's some other ones. Sometimes I use the word. Sometimes I use the God's name in vain. Like people don't believe in God when they have to use His name in order to go ahead and try to control you. In the sense of like, well, He talked to me and He said, there are very rare moments for that to happen, and most of the times it's literally just your inner voice and your inner guidance, your conscience, which many people should be listening to, but they don't. They try to use it as an excuse to go ahead and do not so nice things, or which is basically either dictate somebody or something worse. So, oi, look at this spirit, source, God. Because they'll be like, oh, spirit says, source says, God says. So yeah, spirit, source, God says and slash wants. And they use that as a shield in order to hide from any accountability when it comes to people trying to dictate um, what another person should do with their life. And they use these heavy judgments in order to go ahead and see like, oh, what you are worthy for and what you are not worthy for. Whole entire time, the people who have done really horrible and wicked bowel shit is had a fulfilling life, but they are not fulfilled. Had a because they were living too busy living somebody else's life. They were too busy living checking off the tick boxes of somebody else's um pursuits that they wrote down. But this person right here is just seriously like unfulfilled until I guess like I'm out, and even then I can guarantee you this person will not be forever happy. They are seriously like a cancer. They do nothing but infect other people, and then they just move along accordingly. All right, but so here it is. Let's get the backstory though. When David and Danielle, pardon me, were having their little trysts and things of that nature behind my back, the she She is the initiator. She is the one that has always literally like this isn't something newfound. Don't get it twisted. David is a performative golden boy, but he is not entirely a good person. Like he's done some really fucked up shit. And it's just like, oh well, as long as like you acknowledge it and you're willing to grow from it. Whole entire time, that was just a fucking song and dance that that somebody just uses as a way to fucking like well, not everybody, but for him, because he kept doing the same shit all over and all over again, like the same kind of disrespectful shit. And I'm just like, well, goddamn, this is not working for you and I. And the whole entire time, this person right here, was lying behind my back, making fallacies and saying this, that, here, and the third. And then also while doing so was puffing him up and seducing him. So it's almost like, oh, well, Shalice, da 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 da. Or Shalice probably said this about you. Like, I'll tell you something to your fucking face. No fucking problem. Apparently, that's one of the contributive reasons to why he still has a problem, or any kind of animosity that he never discussed with me. But it's just like my mouth, like I will literally tell you about yourself. If you ask, then I will give it to you. Like I don't see if I feel like I was more of the problem solver back in the day, more so. So it's just like, okay, well, you have a problem with me. Like let's go ahead and resolve it. Nowadays it's just like if you have a problem and you're just really not willing to go ahead and fix yourself, or you're just wanting to um like it's okay if you are the one to it's literally okay, and I encourage you to not be dependent on me, to go ahead and find out what you need to do. It's nice. I consider it a compliment when you ask for my opinion. That's cool because I do the same thing for you. But do not take my opinion and then ask me the same question and still do the same thing over and 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 over again, because that really does get annoying. um it it only just kind of signifies that you don't respect yourself, but also that you kind of want to tether that responsibility or that identity on me too. So whenever it is that you don't make the correct choice and you happen to fall through with the same one, then you want to come back to your friends or your resources like myself, and then you want to ask the same question, and it's just like, well, it's not going to change. We're going to tell you the same thing. But why don't you stop asking me? And pretty sure some people are just like, why don't you just stop asking us that particular question? If you want to go ahead and vent, then vent. But it's just like, seek therapy. Also, don't be the kind of person where it's just like to bring something to my face. Anyway, this is the kind of like we've done that. Okay. Like we've done our little like relationships thing. Like we tried relationship therapy once, and it was just like, are we here? Cause I'm like, we haven't even gotten married yet. Like this is ridiculous. Like nothing has happened. Um I even knew that I wasn't even like seeing you as a well-to-do person when it comes to not well-to-do in terms of finances, but just like well-to-do in terms of just like maturity and readiness. Like I didn't want to be locked down with you. Um and I damn sure didn't want to have a baby by you. It was just like you were just too much fucking trouble. And I told you that to your face. I told you that to your fucking face. Like those kind of things I do not mind doing. So, but for some reason, I think that this person was saying something major, like a major lie. Probably something about it would have to have been for him to have done that, sleep with her, would have to have been something like, he probably would have lied about saying that I was probably with somebody. And the whole entire time I'm home, probably making us dinner or something to that effect. And in the mind, probably fucking him up and his ego, and perhaps on something of that accord, he's also being met with like her fluffing him up in regards to just like, oh, well, I would never do that to you. Oh, you're just so amazing and da 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 da. And him having a huge ass, head, and just a huge ass ego, and her having that one too, where she just always wants to have like a unfucking provoked, a beef with me, especially behind my back. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And it would just kind of like laugh at, like, oh, this is nothing, just like, just take a joke. It's like, okay, well then if I say something hurtful back to you, then you have a problem. It always becomes like that way. But nonetheless, these two slept with each other. She baby trapped him, and they kept that shit secret behind my back for many fucking years. For many, many fucking years. And the point that I'm mentioning this is just that these two paired together in order to, when he and I finally said like, our deuces, our deuces, and like around like 2017, I think around like 2000, I think around then, either in 2016, they probably formed like some type of like Christian group with each other, and then it metamorphosed into a cult, pretty much. Because, ooh, pardon me, sorry. Okay, please stop me on my leg. Okay, metamorphosed into a cult. Now, with this kind of situation going on about it allowed a lot of businesses to happen, like businesses, allegiances, and allyship. Pardon me. Oh, pardon me. With churches, so that means Christian churches. You got your Baptist churches. You got your you got pardon me. It's like you have your Catholic, you have your Christian, you have your Catholic, you have your Baptist affiliations. I would imagine that she was Baptist and he had also Baptist influence though. But it's just like, oh my goodness, hold on, I'm so sorry. But under the Christian umbrella, there is it is they have subsidiaries, they have denominations. Pardon me. What the hell? My allergies are a mess. Okay, okay. So yeah, between these two, and with their respective minions, with their respective actually, I don't even I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna put blue only because like it attracted people of varying ages, varying races, and also different genders and identifications and things of that nature. They were able to watch me, stalk me, the whole voyeur situation, which attracted other people, mostly people who probably never been listened to. Like I mentioned before, there's things where the black woman hide behind, well, not hide behind, but they go ahead and they say some real shit where it's just like the most disrespected and the most unvalued or unloved was like the black woman, something in regards to that effect. And that was just something that was definitely major back in the day, but I just find it as hypocritical when those same women have been using the same kind of tactics and even further abuse in order to harm me and subdue me and try to stunt any kind of progress that I had going on with my life, in order for them to get a come up, so that way that they can stop being treated like the unvalued and this that, here, and the third. It was just like, hey, look, white America, we can go ahead and treat this one black woman, and just a few others accordingly, if you allow the majority of us to in regards, if you allow the majority of us in order to be treated not even equally but better, not even equally to other women of races, but better, a lot better than how we were being treated like now. Excuse me. Is this okay? Why is this so? I'm so shocked that this is. Hmm, okay, so yeah. Hey, there we go. Yeah, nice. So, oopsie. Yeah. Turn it down. Turn it down. Okay. So these would be people that were in their own respective religions. These would be people that are, they would celebrate, Kabbalah, um, you know, um, Judaism. They would separate, Baptist. I'm just gonna put Christianity because it can be any. But yeah, or and there, I mean, of course, there are other Asian um, religions, and it's just like, bro, do you, but not at the expense of me. And also, I just feel like, do no harm, do no initial harm to others, but also take no shit. And these people did the absolute most when they decided to come up against me. It was just like having an affair behind my back wasn't enough. No, no, no. They really wanted to stick it to me by embarrassing me, humiliating me, and every single day is keeping my name in their mouths um, in order to be like in a comparison. And it's just not saying like, oh, hey, look at it's not saying like, hey, she's like, hey, look at me and all my things that I got, but they're not saying like, hey, look at all this stuff that I got from stalking this woman, taking her things, allying with him, and also people who he has in the background who are part of the justice system. That's also blue. Who are part of the justice system, you know, that have really abandoned my rights. Now, the thing about this is just that with him and his ego, she was able to go ahead and try to like ensnare him. And in addition to that, she had women who were really jealous and insecure, a lot of pick me energy, a lot of women who are very, envious, unprovoked. Like you would literally just start making up stories, random stories, and things of that nature. I'm just gonna put like a bunch of heads. So you have basically women at his feet and women willing to listen to this one. Oh, he is just, gonna lay his schlong anywhere, ladies, and just like, yo, so you know where what time he was on. The nasty thing is just that while he's living his life, him, the government, and just really greedy ass people were doing the most in order to stunt my life. And to this day, there are people with stupid people who are trying to guilt me for their continued abuse. Now, okay. All right. So we have that. It's a bunch of sex. So you have I hope you can see this. So you have sex, you have money because it's like a church. So you are getting money from this. It's just like one of your outlets. So you have sex, you have money, you have attention, which they both like. Like they like good attention. They like attention, adoration. Because a lot of my videos and stuff like that has been regurgitated for their advantage. So attention, adoration, sex, money, pardon me, opportunities, material things, networking. Now the thing about this quote unquote spirit is because like all right, so basically, with their cult, they decided to just be extremely just like two-faced and disgusting and sick. Just kind of put this still here. Cult. Cult. And yeah. So it's a cult, it's a cult, it's a cult, it's a cult, it's a cult. Okay. So let's just see. Spirit says, spirit wants, spirit, God says anything. Here's the thing about that. You have a bunch of people because they want to have money, they want to work for themselves, and they also like pretending that they actually care when they're trying to dictate and tell me exactly what to do in my life. Um, so, but again, not all are bad. The only ones that have really just shown their ass are the ones who decided to take it upon themselves to try to dictate and criticize what I do while omitting information, which in itself is a lie. Then you're gaslighting me. You're trying to have me try to prove myself or live for myself, live thinking that I'm free when actually you guys are following me and doing the most. I couldn't even make a left turn. Like, yo, if you're messing with certain kind of like street lights and things of that nature, or you just want to try to be like a douche by having somebody like nearby trying to like follow me and stalk me. It's just like it just really says a lot about you guys, and none of it is good. So anyway, spirit says spirit wants source in God. So notice on how with this for a long period of time there was multiple kind of conversations and information in regards to what spirit and source says, or what they, or even when they really are disrespectful they say God says this. It'll be like it's obviously like who they respect. It's supposed to be like who they respect and supposed to and like like it's like who they respect or supposed to respect um slash expects you to respect. So if you're deeply devout God lover, then they'll use the word God. If you're more spiritual, then they'll say spirit, and if you are an atheist, then they'll just say source. So pardon me. And the whole entire time they will have an air about them as if they are all knowing and all seeking. These this right here, spirit, source, and God, their God, not your God, their God. And they want to try to confuse you by saying it's the God of the Bible when in reality it's it's really whoever their source is for the information, because where they're getting this information is just from either a group or department or an organization, people. It's going to be multiple people that are providing information to a mass of people. Okay. In fact, let's go ahead and just put a big old head on here. What source do you know other than the sun? So I'm just gonna put a big old yellow because this is their source. Okay, so this is their source, and this is their spirit and whatnot like that. And yeah. My goodness. Okay, so spirit says once, source says once, God says once. With this information, you can with this information, we can determine that apparently this whomever or whatever this we're just going to go ahead with the middle and just say source. Okay, so whatever this source of information is, whatever this source of information is, or whom they are, is like, let's look at the character. Obviously they want to be respected, they want to be seen as all knowing and all feared. Hold on. Let me actually put this right here and do this right here. Wait. No. Okay. So we already know that this person and people, whomever, want to be respected. They want to be respected, praised, and hold on, let me just make sure. Yeah. They want to be respected, praised. So it's just like they want to be revered, but they also want to be feared and feared. You can tell because on sometimes, I'm just gonna put it right here, and feared. And fear. You can tell because there's sometimes when people will say, "Oh, I cannot say that much," or "I'm not supposed to say that much," you know. Spirit says, as if that is the source of information, um, acts as all knowing, and what they say is law. Acts as all knowing, and what they say is law. Now, here's these are wow, but this definitely, these are definitely minuses. So like another minus is the part where it's just like acts all knowing and what they say is law, even when inaccurate. So like there has been times where certain kind of lies and allegations have been made across that across the tarot community and people just kind of flew with it or people were really just saying it just to kind of like either trigger or to provoke. And once it happens enough, you kind of stop looking at it head on and you kind of see it for what it is. And it's just like, okay, if you're supposed to be praised, respected, professional, why are you over here being messy and just kind of stating lies? Like you're being inaccurate. You're not all knowing. You're not, golly and this, that, here, and the third. In fact, you are. This is not even God giving you these messages. This is just a God complex individual or source or group or organization, department, even people, even I mean people, obviously humans. That's what it is. Human beings, obviously, that are giving you this information. So, so it says like, which basically exposes like inferior God complex. You know, inferiority, inferiority, and I put God complex. So, spirit and things of that nature. During the time that I've been listening to it, it doesn't sound like there has been actually wins really that a limited air quote powers and stagnant in itself. Lots of excuses that are self-limiting. Victimization. behind the scenes, I'm sure. So I put limited powers and stagnant in itself. Lots of excuses that are self-limiting because there are just moments when it's like, people are saying a lot of horrible and bad things that are happening and going on. Man-made things that are obviously by man-made, pardon me, obviously by man-made entities and things of that nature, that all collaborate and whatnot together, and shuffle and go through a kind of turbine kind of vessel, which information is just jumbled around, and then out comes whatever kind of answer. But yeah, just assist. Really, it's just people with inferiority complexes, people with God complex. It's like, what I mean, people with inferior characters, um, God complex, jealousy, possessiveness, dictating. Um, deep control issues. Deep control issues. Tiger moms. Tiger moms. Helicopter parents. Bulldozer. Excuse me. Unwanted individuals who you count down the days. Who you count down the days, minutes, seconds, you're in the company. You're in their company. Whew, man, I'm glad I got those people off. But I just, it's really disgusting and upsetting that those people have followed me around. So this, I would say, is the gist of it, but it's not. They are really also very, oof, oh my goodness. They have no, again, out of the tarot community, it's these kind of people that I'm addressing. Not saying the entire tarot community, I'm just saying out of the tarot community, these are the ones that I am addressing. Now we all have our own perception of God, especially according to the Bible. But it's just like, seriously, who am I to knock what your spiritual belief is? It's just that when these two cultivated with the help of others, a cult and a practice, a spiritual religious practice, it manifested into something like this where they wanted to go ahead and try to take, abuse me. It was like one of the contributive things where they saw something that was already made and decided to try to make something else using different types of aspects of other cultures, and was just like, I mean, it honestly, it happens before. In fact, it happened with what is it, with Christianity? But it's just like with this is like the dark. Oh, excuse me. Even Christianity was dark. I mean, have you seen the Dark Ages? Why else would have named that? Okay. um the Dark Ages, and yeah, and the Christian Crusades, like those are some really horrible, disgusting, fearsome, horrendous times. Okay. And this right here is just, people who want to achieve all these things, and by doing so, by any means necessary, whole entire time. I'm telling you, when I call you guys stupid, well, I call the niggers, coons, Neanderthals stupid. You can't try to call me stupid, because when I knew better, I left you at a point when I caught on, and I didn't need you guys trying to make up fucking video after video, trying to dictate my life, and then trying to tell me exactly what I should be doing, which is the ABC shit. But you are omitting information. So they'll just be like, I'm going to put something here. Well, they'll be like, you know, So they'll get on the internet or wherever, spreading it around. They'll be like, well, why won't you just drink your water, omitting the part where it's poisoned, you know? Like this is what they do. This is how they act. Um, and the deep control issues where somebody where they are threatened by somebody living their own life or doing well is a threat to them. Now, I say this because as they had joined forces with Baptist churches and the likes, and people online who happen to, adapt to some of the things that these people were teaching, because not everything in here was 100% evil. It's just that that's the way how they wanted to give it to you. It's like giving the medicine with a teaspoon of sugar. Like they weren't just going to give you the horrible aspect of what you would find yourself at the end of the stick with, or like at the end of the road with. No, they take different parts that seems really nice and wonderful. They confuse you with materialism, laughter, sex, drugs, music, and entertainment, things of that nature, and fake persona, smiles, always happy, that like the fake, but the fakeness, nothing genuine. And when they do that, they further go into a moment where it's just like, okay, now the bad stuff can really happen in the background where they're having, orgies and things of that nature. And I'm saying, hey, look, as long as you guys, again, if you cause no initial harm, do no fucking shit. And I told you about my, I literally have been an open book with you guys, but it's just like, at what point do you say, hey, look, that's the way how you want to live, so I should have the same kind of fucking grace to live how I want to live? You guys don't like that. These people always want us to have a fucking come up, and it's just like nothing is ever enough. Nothing is ever fucking enough. And it really disgusts me on how there are people who are part of, like I said, within the government, who allow these people to take it this fucking far, where that they're kind of at a moment where they're partially like on their knees, respectively, like on themselves. Mm. All right. So in the midst of that, there are the good people who are literally trying to, do their business and tell you about life, like lively habits and what it is that you may look for. Because sometimes people look for, people are looking for love, or people are looking for, hey, what's going to happen in my career with finances, what's going to happen with this and here and that and the third. But then there are other people who decided to take it even further and just wanting to turn my life into a triangulated drama and assist my abusers with trying to turn this into some type of unnecessary drama. All I need and all I wanted has been my fucking justice. And you guys can't make it seem like I haven't been doing the footwork. Like I have recordings of me taking days off at work, going, being in pain as you guys have been consistently abusing me in the midst of me going through all of this shit, trying to find out answers and also trying to, acquire justice. So you had cops triangulating information towards me. You had average people just triangulating average material towards me. Also had to worry about financial abuse by getting certain things done. And in regards to certain type of things done, I mean, like, upping my security to my house and having to repair broken things that you guys have fixed. But to just keep it all right here within the whole tarot aspect, it's just like there's just a moment where accountability is just slim to none. And again, if this person right here is the initiator, a lot of the information apparently because a lot of this was like a female dominated industry. It's just like they were kind of bending almost slightly to her will at times. And it also seemed that well not it, it also seems, but these are the subordinates. These are the performative apex. Like they're trying to perform. They are trying to pretend like they are the apex predator, but they keep coming at me. I am the lone wolf. I was thinking this of like last night. I am the lone wolf. These people are subordinates. These are the poster children. There is somebody in the background that is, along with them giving their opinions and what people should say in regards to put out a message or two. And start lying on my name, things of that nature. These people work with other people. Those other people are higher than them. But Apex, I don't think so. It's just like no one has literally had the cojones to fucking come to me when it comes to like being direct or being just accountable or responsible for the seriousness of this abuse. And why people thought it was funny, it's just like, dude, I am just merely like a guinea pig. Clearly, there have been other people that have been experimented on, like behind the scenes, without even being filmed or getting stalked. The fact that the fact that you're talking out the side of your neck, thinking like you would be safe for all eternity, is just, it's really wild. It's really wild. Really, it's really wild. So yeah, I'm just gonna look at this because again, I'm over here trying to piece things together. So in my own time and in my own moment right now, I just want to go ahead and just kind of see what parts I am over here missing, if at all. So yeah, spirits and stuff like that, but they're messy. It's like they want to be respected and stuff like that, but they'll make up stories and they'll be messy. You know, makes up stories sometimes. A lot of times, at one point, makes up stories to be messy. Another one is just that. Uh, Another one that I don't like is the fact that these people would let's see, make up stories to be messy. Deep control issues. I really don't appreciate that too. Limited powers and stagnant in itself. Lots of excuses that are self-limiting. The thought has literally exited my mind. So. mm, I have some videos because this one right here was a clickbait because it had mentioned like no more gang stalking. So I'm like, oh okay, like let me listen to it. I shit you not, 90% of the video so far is just them triangulating and projecting. It really is. It really fucking is. Let's just go into it because this is just a short video. So well, 16 minutes. So let's just kind of go through this and then I'll probably will call it a night. And another thing. Be respected. Yes, they act as they're all knowing and what they say is law, even when inaccurate. Limited powers. Yeah, take control issues. Tiger moms makes up stories. All right, let's listen to this person. Okay.
You're also very all right. So your is going to bring you happiness, a lot of happiness. Pretty much be the bigger person, move forward, and cups, and then you have the lovers. So you making the correct decision to pretty much be the bigger person, move forward, and just be more wise and mature.
Okay, so I know what I was thinking. I wanted to speak on. Okay, so you have this person right here, because it started on a black foundation where it was this mainly consists of women, and it also mainly consists of black people, because black people were my abusers. That is the foundation of my abusers. Black people, non-black people, whites and the like, they decided to team up in order to abuse me and ultimately destroy me. So poisoning me and things of that nature. Like, what do the poisons do? Not just to like, I'm not just talking about basic food poisoning. No, I'm talking about chemicals. Okay, I'm talking about literally trying to put me into an early fucking grave. Um, Going to the hospital, having internal bleeding and scars and things of that nature on me, having messed up things that happen up to my skin. That is kind of like, that is some serious aggressive that is a physical abuse without actually putting your hands on me, just doing some sneaky shit by paying somebody to put something in my food, or putting something in my food if I happen to just leave it in my car, or leave it at home. Man, child, look. So yeah, being the bigger person. Who does that benefit? And let's keep it a buck. Does that ever last? Being the bigger person? That just sounds like that's just a break in order for somebody to try to do some stupid shit yet again. I don't want to be the bigger person. I'm not the bigger person. I'm calling you out for what it is, and I'm handling you accordingly. Okay? If there was ever a moment where I needed you to be in my fucking sight, and it could be on site. It's just like, if I have the fucking opportunity, space opportunity, and the permission from the fucking judicial system, it would definitely be no, not even a second thought. It's just like, you guys have done the absolute most. So it's not about being the big person. It's just, handling the situation accordingly. There's a difference. There really is. And you guys have thought too highly of yourself, because at a point where you were doing all this, like trying to be really controlling, you attracted other people that were not black, obviously, that were like, hey, look, like, they were probably like, jumping on the bandwagon and thinking that, oh, this shit was good. Like, this shit was cool. But they didn't want to, I'm pretty sure there were some of you that were calling these people racist. And which is crazy, because you yourself were being colorist, and you yourself were being abusive as fuck. So, but they decided to negotiate with you guys and get into money opportunities. You know, from here, you guys collaborated and started something in which you guys were able to get money, a collaboration situation, and from there, um, it attracted other races to join in and harm me, and also try to control me, try to seem like they are the boss of my future, past, present. And then when they're called out, they want to try to blame me and try to make it seem like, oh no, like, it's all your fault. And I'm like, no, 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 no. As soon as you have used, I think this is how you do it. No, this looks like a fire emoji. But anyway, it's like, as soon as you use the badge, that is when you have become a serious problem. You have used the badge against me in order to subdue me. You can't say, oh, Shalise, don't worry about this. Is me presently, right? This is me in the past, and this is me in the future that you guys want to try to dangle the carrot on and lie. Okay? This is me present, and I'm just going to put carrot right here. Hey, where's the green? Seriously? Okay, well, fine. Okay. Anyway, the point is, here's the present. You guys are trying to guilt me and saying stop looking in the past. But in the past, I was abused. Having my food tainted and things of that nature. If I go back to the photo that I was showing you, all this abuse, stalking, you know, poisonings. It's gonna put, you know, etc. Now, all of this is still being done today. You're still stalking me, you're still abusing me, you're still poisoning me and gaslighting me, lying behind my back. That's still happening today. So when you say stop thinking about the past, but this right here is still happening today, you look like then a stupid ass bitch. You are definitely the nigger coon that you are upset to hear yourself be, because you are gaslighting me. You have omitted information to make it seem like by my own will I can just go ahead and do anything, when literally you guys have been making it your mission to still do this, while also putting like little small obstacles and trying to think that you can manipulate my life by saying trying to like delay, yeah, delay progress, you know, interruptions, things of that nature. um so I'm actually going to put air quotes, it's on its way. It's on its way slash made for you. Made for you. Prepare. You know, you can go ahead and look in the fucking thesaurus and try to find any other kind of analogies that you want to, any synonyms or any similarities, and it will still come out as you dangling the carrot about the future. So, in order for me to comply, in order for me to be entertaining for you, and it's just no, no, I don't have to, and I don't want to. Okay, so let's go ahead about this person stating that I'm supposed to be the bigger person. I'm like, no, no. There's behaving accordingly, and there's whatever it is that you guys are allowing yourselves to do, as sister wives or as sister, um, either as sister wives or just lemmings for these abusers and the correct people. I'll be down soon. I'm gonna leave soon.
Is going to bring you happiness, a lot of happiness. You could have been faced with a decision, or you're going to be faced with a decision whether or not you want to move forward with something, or whether or not you should continue doing something. And the decision that you're going to make is actually going to help you accumulate happiness. So you're going to be making the right decision. You're going to be getting rewarded for this decision that you make as well. Tell me more. Tell me more, please. You're also you're standing firm on what it is that you want to manifest, as far as what it is that you feel as if is your happiness and your complete bliss. Like, you're not letting up on what you feel as if is the perfect vision of what that is. You got the Four of Swords. So things are smoothing out. Like, the decision that you are going to make, or the decision that you have made already, it's like you're okay with that decision. You're very at peace with that decision. Like, you are just like, yeah, Nine of Cups. You're very happy with what decision that you made, or you're going to be very happy at the decision that you make. I just heard harmony, like complete harmony. Tell me more. This can also be deciding to be happy rather than deciding to be sad, miserable, depressed, and all that as well. You have the Nine of Pentacles, so this is taking your time. You have the Ace of Pentacles, or this could be, you could be building something, taking your time on trying to perfect something. So if you're building a business, if you're building some type of, I don't know if you guys see my last my last reading, I did mention that some of you guys are going to be accumulating multiple streams of income. So that's also this as well. It's like taking your time. It's like not rushing. It's pretty much like being at ease as well. Cautious.
I just have a lot of other priorities, eggs in my basket, than worrying about something that was already intentionally delayed by my abusers. That I'm not allowing that to be. I'm not allowing that to be my central focus, so that way I can be sidetracked and entertain you guys. That's not my. That's not my. That's not my intentions. That's not my desires. I don't want to do that. What I would rather do instead is to have more of a peace of mind by having my civil rights respected and appreciated, and for the truth and justice to finally manifest. Well, to finally materialize. I don't want to say manifest because, like, those kind of words and things of that nature, um, were kind of, we're not kind of, we're used in order to kind of, no, we're used in order to manipulate people, hoping that they can rely on words of affirmation and stuff like that in order to get what they want sometimes. A lot of times. And actually, the power of manifestation when it comes to, you guys speaking words out into existence does have some substance. It does carry some weight, like some actually, some facts and some heavy facts. It's just that I didn't like the fact that you guys are over here trying to manipulate me in reference to stringing me along for me to and like no matter, like, this will always be an illusion if all your intentions are is to keep me bound into the past, like, while as you guys proceed forward. So you guys want to be like, okay, well, that's a little bit too fast. Like, we don't want you to really have all that money or all that success, because if that was the case, I would have had restitution. Now, restitution in New Jersey is $50,000. Well, what do I hear from you guys? I hear, as you guys have made money off of my back, as you guys have been fulfilled with a lot of things, across the board, monetarily, emotionally, socially, everywhere. As my health is deteriorating, excuse me, as my health is deteriorating, as I'm getting older, as my life has, you guys want to make it seem like, I am stunted based off on my own accord, but it's just like I can literally show you the symptoms of what happens when you are poisoned, like tiredness, achiness, the cells within your body are decaying, because I don't want to have a relationship or a connection with these two diseased people. Like, on some real shit. I told you that these people had STDs, but they kept projecting that stuff and their lies and they kept project all their lies were targeted at me. They kept projecting all their lives and all their habits and things of that nature, all the ugly stuff towards me, in order for other people to either not want to fuck with me, in order to make other people not want to help me or anything. Disgusting. These people have really done the fucking most. This has gotten them money, and this has gotten people to just, be quiet, as long as they were helping them, helping to abuse me. And now, because of things that are happening, supposedly they are now losing money. So we shall see. We shall see. But mm, okay, what is the next part? Yeah, so this is basically a delay tactic. People are saying things about, like, oh, slow and steady wins the part. So with these, slow and steady progress plus hard work. I've heard in a few videos level 10 hard work. Okay. So I have three figures here because this is supposed to be adulthood. This is supposed to be like a mid child to teen, and this is obviously a baby. So while these people were over here, being children and whatnot like that, the adults had their time to abuse me. And as people go from childhood into adulthood, they're just like, oh well, I never seen her work hard, how she did back in the day when she was in her youth. Why won't you keep having her still stay stuck in this place? So that way we can see and be inspired and get our money and our finances and things of that nature. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. I've seen you guys for what exactly it is, and I'm utterly disgusted because it is society and the world in its entirety that has been so fucking selfish, and that they want to do nothing but go ahead and try to silence me while using my words and my oppression as a fucking stepping stone for themselves, time and time and again, time and time and fucking again. No, I'm done. I'm really fucking done. All you niggers, all you coons, all you like Neanderthals, everybody, whatever kind of derogatory term that you call yourself or you are called in your respective race is what these people represent when it comes to wanting to abuse me. You took it upon yourself for just no fucking just cause to try to limit my funds, harm me, abuse me, so much more. And then you want to go ahead and try to guilt me and say things like, oh, slow and steady progress. You need level 10 hard work. And you want to talk about like results. And I'm just like, go fuck yourselves. Not even go fuck yourself, but just like go fuck yourself in like the most like a disturbing, painful way. Because I would never, ever, ever see myself respecting your comment or your reply when you out of the box, you come at me just very disrespectful. And not even come at me disrespectful. It's just like very passive aggressive, very disrespectful in terms of being self aware. Like you, well, of me being self aware.
Or you could have been in this energy while you were trying to make this decision, and because you were in this energy, it's going to bring in happiness. It's actually going to bring in something very lucrative for you. So this could be money. This could be some type of stability, or this could be just the success of something that you have been building on. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. The success of something that you have been building on. You could have taken your power back, or taken a manager role, or just taking the lead in whatever this is, being in control of whatever this is, gaining control back over whatever this was. What's this Three of Pentacles? You could be working with others. You could be collaborating, or this could be coming in. You could be. There could be a time where, whatever it is that you do for work or for business, you're going to start seeing people wanting to work with you. You have the Two of Pentacles here. You have the Nine of Wands, and you have the Temperance. So you probably felt as if you needed to defend yourself, or don't feel as if you need to defend yourself from whatever it is that you're building or whatever it is that you do for work. You shouldn't, whatever it is that brings you happiness in regards to whatever it is that you're building, you should not have to feel as if it's a burden. You shouldn't have to feel as if you need to defend yourself. You shouldn't have to feel as if this is something that should be causing any type of strife for you. Like, you're completely balanced. You should be completely balanced, at peace, or you're going to be. If you felt as if you needed to defend yourself, or if you felt as if you needed to defend yourself in regards to something that you do for work, you're no longer going to be doing that. You're now at peace of whatever this is. You feel as if you don't need to defend yourself. You feel as if you don't need to explain yourself, and you don't need to. What do you need to explain yourself for? Those that get it. Those that don't. It's just not for them.
I can understand on some regard, but ultimately that is a silencing tactic used in order to make me not speak up and sell my side of the story, in order to go ahead and dispel those rumors and claims and those lies, in order for me to go ahead and just give the whole bare review on what it is that I'm seeing and sharing that information with you. So that is just, this person is obviously telling me to keep working hard, even though restitution is required by law for being falsely imprisoned and harmed. This person is also telling me to keep going into this abuse, knowing like how long I'm supposed to be like, free or have my civil human rights respected. Like even if this is indefinite, like there's just certain kind of situations that should be happening, that should be checked. That should be checked. A lot of this shit that's going on has been unchecked, and I don't appreciate that at all. I want justice, like true, serious justice. Okay. It's just finishing up.
Um, yeah. Nine of Pentacles. You're focused on your stability. You're focused on things that matter. You're focusing on self-care. This is possibly something that actually brings you like peace, self-reassurance. Or you could also, I'm getting like looking in the mirror and reassuring yourself that you don't need to explain yourself to nobody. Coming out of that energy of feeling like you need to defend yourself all the time. You need to prove yourself. Like for what? You know who you are. You know what you do. Like, you're successful. And you just know that things are moving into balance for you. You don't need to explain anything. But you have the King of Pentacles. Clarifying the Nine of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. So this is taking your time on building your stability, taking your time on building your finances. This is also making the right decisions with that Nine of Pentacles. This is also being more grounded as well and taking the time that you need to, or making the moves that you need to in order to accumulate what it is that you want. You have the Magician card. So this is manifesting. You really have been focused on manifesting and trying to bring in whatever it is that you want. And I do see it coming in. You have the Nine of Swords in reverse. You're no longer worried about whatever this is. You're no longer in your head about whatever this is. Like you're just fully like in the whole, like you're fully in. I was going to say something, but the spirit said don't say it. Keep your moves silent.
Oh, I was gonna say something, but Spirit said don't say it. And it's just like, again, there have been the rules and regulations. Oh, slow and steady progress, level 10 hard work. I was gonna say something, but Spirit said don't say it. A controlling kind of situation where somebody has like a God complex. They want to try to sound mystical or mysticism, in which they are trying to rule over and dictate over somebody's life. They're trying to be extremely possessive. And it's just like, who the fuck are you? You eat shit, breathe. Like, you get diseases, you get tired, you have to go ahead and have flatulence sometimes, you get hungry. You are a human fucking being. At some point in time, when I decided to be that kind of person who can actually learn and accept criticism, I'm not going to accept nags, and I'm not going to accept hypocrites. I'm definitely not going to accept people who are just, trying to be bullies and things of that nature, especially those who seem to be, following under the tail of this person. Like, no, we're not doing that. So it's just really going ahead to explain about how people are trying to breadcrumb me information about, me trying to find justice and truth and things of that nature. But a lot of times that they give, they provide the wrong answers, or they just rather talk about something else, which is disgusting in itself, by saying that I should try to rekindle a relationship with either these people or him. And it's just like, no, why? That's counterproductive. You guys want to pretend like you have my best interest, and yet you're trying to put me on a fucking shelf for somebody. Like, there's so many opportunities and so many different people out there. Why would I want to put my own self on the shelf? This person has a lot of fucking minuses. You never make you obviously this spirit, this source is also just unintelligent as fuck. They want to see you this like unintelligent, 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 hedonistic, misogynistic, like, deep negative incels, pygmies. Because who are you trying to like, play this off to? You guys are just really fucking broken, and you're trying to find some value and trying to control me, or trying to you're doing things offline. That's when it's really the fucked up shit. Like even online and offline, but you're doing things to influence people to take things offline in order to harm me. That's where you really fucked up as individuals. And the ultimate thing that doesn't make you guys the apex predator is on your punk ass shit. All of a sudden, you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I could never have done that when damn sure you did. Like you don't have any fucking backbone. You fold like wet cardboard. There's nothing legit about you because you have to copy it off of somebody else, and you also are inauthentic. You're very empty individuals. You are shallow. You are shells of human existence. And on top of that, when push comes to shove, you fold. You do performative shit where you might try to beat somebody up, that might seem like, I guess, like smaller than you, or you might try to do something, just for looks, like on a video. But when it comes really fucking down to it, you're just like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's just no, 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 no. That's both man and woman. Like when you play stupid and now you want to victimize yourself, and as soon as you want to victimize yourself, that's so fucking cowardly. Mm. Like you always see in the movies and things of that nature where you just see people like, or even like in sometimes in the news where people will have like a standoff where it's just like, okay, like you got me. So like now here we are, blow to blow, mano a mano, hand to hand. That's what it means. And it's just like all those kind of things. And it's just, but these punks, punk ass bully shits. It's just, you're using archaic and historical matters in order to try to subdue me and harm me and things of that nature. But you pussy. You pussy and you're performative apex. That's why I say you're the poster child, because somebody behind you is the one that's making all that fucking bank. And all you guys are doing just jab, 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 jab at the fucking mouth. For real. This is like the bottom of your jaws. Just like jab, 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 jab. Where they're just like talking a bunch of shit, sucking a bunch of dicks. It's jab, 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 jab. Yeah, man, yeah.
Keep your ideas silent.
That just sounds like more gaslighting. That's just like drink your water, your poisoned water. This is that. This is that. Hold on. Keep your ideas silent from others except us exploiting it. That's really what it is. Keep your ideas silent from others, I guess, except us exploiting it. Because if you have cameras and things of that nature, if you're hacking my technology and my systems and my accounts, then you already have. If you're watching, who it is I make phone calls to, and you have duplicated my phone, then you already know that my ideas aren't silent. That basically you're doing the absolute most in order to try to interrogate me, not interrogate me, like using intel in order to try to control, deep control, delay, progress, interruptions. That is you. That is fucking you. And that's gaslighting. And this is a black person. That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole fucking foundation has been just on one black woman who decided to be extreme and who's always been just really deeply insecure, decided to have a bunch of women on a come up. Men too, horny ass men with a bunch of women. And most of these people were, dominantly male, but now it's being, more women. Because she showed her chops, a lot more black women, especially dark skinned black women, were put onto a place where I have to put this in another conversation, but it was just like we're put into a place where they were seen to have more respect because back in the day, it seemed more of like an offense where like the lighter skins were the more favored ones, were the more like I guess they call it like house nigger, and the ones on the outside were darker skin, was were the nigger coons, the deep slaves. But now that is just something, and it's crazy because as I was growing up, I didn't see that. Don't get it twisted. I wasn't oblivious to racism, but I didn't see it as being as bad as they were perceiving it to be. But that is my own ignorance. And I've always said that. Like I only saw from the scope that I saw, and yet I still had fucking compassion. And I always bigged up because my grandmother was darker than me, but I always bigged up darker skinned women. It's just, in the addition of all the races that have come up against me, the fact that, the fact that it was, family members and things of that nature, like it's so like surprise, surprise. Cause the kicker is I wanted to just definitely, I was just like, I'm so over relatives considering on how dependent they were on me because I told you the whole college situation. So I just wanted to come back and really just like, keep in touch with my grandmother and anybody who I actually like, like love and who I would communicate with. Everybody else is gonna be like a sporadic thing. But finding out that people have been like all coming up against me, it makes shit so much easier. Okay. It makes shit so much easier. I don't have to worry about you guys, even though you guys are still doing the most in order to try to like take me out. Wild. And the cops are just like staying like, got their backs to the wall, just waiting for shit to happen in order for, them to get their money, get their coin or whatever like that. It's just, an ultimate craziness. It's wild. But yeah, you have just a bunch of just like weak ass men that were making a lot of bank and had leadership roles, but then women were just like, hey, like we want your attention. We didn't know that you were going to like this. So now we want your attention. We can do what she does. Like we can do it, actually try to do it better. But then you have to wait for me to do it. And not only that, but then you guys were like, "Oh well, you see how well we're doing things because you guys were literally you became poodles or some type of toy dog on your hind legs, doing the most in order to get favor." And while you guys were just doing this and trying to like puff this person up and trying to keep this person relevant or in a high place in order to manipulate this person to kind of stick with this person in order for them to still make this financial kind of craziness that profits not just Christianity, because Christianity also just um Christianity with the cult situation, that is still entertainment, like I said, with like astrology and stuff like that. So that goes into like, astrology, seeing something in my eye, church. And where does this stuff go? This goes on to radio, podcasts, books, talk shows, and it just manifested it. I think like a few years ago, like in 2020, 2019, it, or even 2018, it exploded. It started going super hard. You were even seeing like McDonald's and shit like that, like major marketing. And in addition to that, you had this with Christianity. That too is TV. TV is also offline, which is really also nice because people get to have, that face to face kind of interaction. So it's, offline interactions, community, radio as well, social media. Everybody, so basically the entertainment industry and things and the like, everybody was able to have their hand in the pool, in the kiddie pool, in regards to this. And also businesses. you would want to hire people in order to kind of like pray for you, or you make a donation and things of that nature. Businesses, donations. Oh man, this was, I'm telling you, everywhere, every fucking where. So it's yeah. It definitely just runs deep. And for you guys to just try to throw him under the bus, it's just like, yeah, like I said, he is an awful person. But um he is not the central point. Like if that's the case, don't get it twisted. He is a tool, okay? He has been a major tool. But she is the one that is responsible for this shit, okay? She's the one that stuck the dick to the necessary people in order to keep this shit still fucking going and still being messy. And it's just like the way how she influenced him when he was young is the same way how she's influenced and started targeting other young people and started keeping that shit going. And then she started having babies and started to getting that shit going. So it's just a continuous, ongoing cycle, ongoing repetitive cycle of young adult, and then birthing children to just further like continue on that kind of situation, that toxic agenda. Okay. uh
Certain things you just need to keep to yourself. Certain things are self-confirmations. But you have the star card, so regaining
this person
hope,
looks really young too. It's just like
regaining
really,
faith.
they
Keeping the hope and keeping the faith that whatever this is was going to be successful, and that's exactly what it's doing.
manipulating Christianity, manipulating religion and manipulating Christianity in order to fulfill entertainment. So that way I can then go and do the things that you guys want me to do. It was basically being surveilled and you guys pretending like you guys are gods or even soothsayers. And soothsayers are like people who see in the future, things of that nature, like an all seer, an all seeing eye kind of person. How are you authentic or even a trustworthy person if you can't even be accurate, or you can't even be like, not where solicit information where it's not advantageous to you or to anyone else, only the other person, and you're not gaslighting them.
They're balancing out for you. You no longer feel the need or will feel the need to defend yourself when it comes to work. Like things are just going to balance out for you. Sagittarian energy. You have Sagittarius in your chart. What's the Four of Swords? And Four of Swords is also just being at peace and happy with all decisions that you're making. Yeah, you're being happy and being at peace with just moving forward and working towards whatever this is that you're trying to manifest. This could be putting in the time and energy. This could be the start of a new project. This could be the start of, or it doesn't have to be the start of a new project. This could be you regaining your faith and rebuilding something that you possibly could have either took a pause on or just stopped for a while. Maybe you felt as if you couldn't do it or just wasn't able to maintain it at a certain point in time. But I do see that turning around. You're no longer in your head about whatever this is. It's like you came up with a blueprint, you came up with a plan, and now you're manifesting. You have certain goals and certain goals that you're trying to reach with whatever project or whatever this is. So no longer holding yourself back. And again, fully fledged, putting in that work and waiting for your ships to come in and being happy with the decisions and the choices that you are making and moving forward without second guessing yourself. What's the Lovers? You have the Six of Cups, and then you have the Emperor. This is also making a decision to take control of your life. No longer reminisce on past things or things that are... This can also be not being so emotional So stepping away from your emotional self so that you are able to do whatever this is.
Okay, it's 1:50. I'm gonna go, but it's just like to say that that is a projection right there in its biggest sense. Hold on, and especially it's so funny because it's definitely a jealous kind of energy to say. Um, stop being sensitive. Stop being sensitive. And it's like whatever gave you that is a projection because whatever made you feel confident enough or valid enough in order to abuse me made you sensitive because it's unjust and you have to do all the shit behind my fucking back. Okay. The punishments do not fit whatever alleged crimes or offenses that you guys have put, whatever, all the offenses that you've made against me is unjustified. It's unprovoked. I did right by you guys. So you should have been doing this. Even these strangers, at the moment when I didn't even know what the fuck was going on in its entirety, I was on my website and I was on my social media, just drafting things, answering questions, donating to different people. I'm saying not the healthy people, but like just donating to people regardless, where it was just like, hey, look, I see that you're going through a hard time, but I did see some of you like you're trying to get triangulating information, but maybe it's just a misunderstanding. It was no misunderstanding. In fact, they took that money and took it as a fucking joke. They took it and they thought it was just like a moment for them to just like, oh ha ha ha. And I'm like, no, what whether it is like that gesture, like that gesture was literally of like an act of goodwill. You seem to be at a hard time. Sometimes it really is hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. You make yourself look like a fool when I don't do anything back in order to hurt you back in kind. Where it's just like if you fuck up and I did something nice for you and you decide to do something like really mean, I'm gonna walk away. You will just be left as the asshole, and and then you try to antagonize me like, oh, we'll do something. And if you do physical things or like you do serious fucking shit in order to harm me, and I'm literally being passionate. Of course I have a right to be angry. Of course I have a right to be offended. This is some serious bullshit. You have quite literally tried to kill me on multiple times, poisoning my body with the hopes that I get a cancer. And if I find out that I do, or not even just if I find out, but if I even have it or any kind of fucking disease, considering, and I'm not saying sexual because I swear to God, I have not slept with this guy, okay, since like 2000. It has been years, okay? Every single fucking cell in my body has literally been replaced. This person has caught his things in situations after this, okay? So like let's look back at my videos and I've given you the fucking details. So like don't fucking even. But what I'm saying right here is just like this bullshit right here. If I was literally sitting down, crisscross applesauce, minding my own business, doing my own things, pursuing my own goals, going to school, making blog references and tips and things of that nature in order for you guys to be careful for any kind of signs of this kind of situation happening, because during social media I was also noticing that people were trying to find benefit of doing this to other people. I literally saw on Twitter a girl was saying like, hey, look, you gotta stop killing people for insurance. Bitch. And you guys were over here like really undermining and and harming people that were close to you. Bitch. Like, and the whole entire time I'm over here fucking doing this, you guys were poisoning me, literally hoping and expecting me to fucking die early. You guys were literally like, mm. And you were doing this for likes, you were doing this for clout, you were doing this for attention and for community with a whole bunch of people that could have literally crossed you at any point. It doesn't matter about like, oh, well, we're good because, I talked to this person or I laugh at this person. Yeah, bitch. And so did I with other people. These people are really fucking underhanded. And yet I see the only thing that they do is just try to throw this guy under the bus when it's this person. If that was the case, then y'all should be going underneath the bus too, considering that the same thing that happened to him happened to you guys and is in the future happening to each and every single person. Like it's cultivating. It's just a repetitious kind of situation. It's ongoing. Man, it's just really fucking embarrassing. And I put this nigger tarot because only because like the foundation has been black people. And when other people who were outside of the black community wanted to participate in it, they were doing so at the behest of at the request, with the permission of blacks. And but in return of certain kind of amenities and successes. Shit's wild. Shit's so fucking wild. But I'm just telling you, like, so to call me sensitive is a misdirected claim. You guys are sensitive because you use whatever kind of fallacies in order to try to victimize yourselves. You are fucking sensitive because you're not the kind of person who's taking accountability or responsibility. And you got motherfucking kids, and yet you use all this other kind of shit as a distraction to make it seem like you're a mature person, but you're really not. You're really not. And on that, I'm gonna go. This person at all did not mention about the no more gang stalking and things of that nature. I guess if at any point this person was to allude to that, it would have been a dangling carrot because it's already loaded with a chock full of bunch of bullshit in which you want me to try to appease you or be one of your fucking lemmings and live accordingly to your will and your fluctuating desires. And I have absolutely no interest in doing that. You guys don't even seem to be living well for yourselves, let alone for the both of us or trying to like dictate or even suggest what it is I should be doing with my own life. Okay. And on that, I'm out. So good night to anybody who's a healthy black, healthy white, healthy non-black, healthy, everything that's in between. And I will see you all, hopefully later. Bye.